I couldn't move with my limbs bound, so I sank straight to the bottom in despair. The pool water rushed into my nose and mouth. I was suffocating. Just when I thought I was going to die, Ethan yanked the rope and pulled me back up. "Have you learned your lesson, Audrey? Do you dare to cheat on me again?" I gasped for air, but the pain in my abdomen kept sinking deeper and deeper. I had taken prenatal classes with Jeremiah. I knew what was happening. The trauma had triggered early labor. Although I knew the chances of saving the baby were slim, I couldn't give up hope. I begged Ethan again. "I was wrong. I'll never do it again. Please, spare me and the baby. I'm going into labor. Please call an ambulance. I'm begging you." Ethan spat at me. "Even now, you're still thinking about that child. You clearly haven't learned a lesson. There's no way I'm letting that child leave the Moore residence alive." With that, he raised his foot again, ready to kick me back into the pool. I closed my eyes in despair. Fear of drowning filled my heart. Just then, the front door of the villa slammed open. Jeremiah rushed over, panic written all over his face as he shouted, "Stop right there." Jeremiah Moore's voice, usually cold and composed, cracked with raw panic as he took in the horrifying scene before him. His eyes, normally as icy as his nickname suggested, were ablaze with a terrifying fury. He had dropped everything the moment he couldn't reach Audrey on the phone, his instinct screaming that something was terribly wrong. Ethan and Hazel froze, their expressions shifting from cruel satisfaction to fear in an instant. They had never seen Jeremiah like this. The Frost King, who always seemed so detached and unshakable, was now a force of nature unleashed. Jeremiah didn't waste a single second. With long, powerful strides, he crossed the distance between them. His large hand shot out and grabbed Ethan by the collar, lifting him off the ground with ease. "What have you done?" His voice was a low, menacing growl that sent shivers down everyone's spines. Ethan stammered, trying to find his voice. She was cheating, that child. It's not Dash." Before he could finish, Jeremiah's fist connected with his face, sending him sprawling to the ground. Blood trickled from Ethan's nose, and he looked up at his uncle in shock and disbelief. Hazel let out a scream and rushed forward, trying to shield Ethan. "Jeremiah, you can't do this. Ethan is your family." Jeremiah's gaze turned to her, and she felt as if she was looking into the eyes of a predator. "Family? You two are no family of mine. You've crossed a line that you'll never come back from." His words were like daggers, cold and sharp. He then turned his attention to Audrey, who was lying on the ground, pale and weak, blood pooling around her. His heart ached at the sight of her. He gently scooped her up in his arms, careful not to jostle her too much. "I'm here, my love. I'm so sorry I wasn't here sooner." His voice was soft and filled with remorse as he pressed a gentle kiss to her forehead. Audrey opened her eyes weakly and looked up at him. "The baby. They tried to." She couldn't finish her sentence, but Jeremiah understood. "Shoo, don't talk. Save your strength. I'm taking you to the hospital right away." He turned to the stunned servants who had gathered, watching the scene unfold in horror. "Call an ambulance now, and don't let these two leave this house," he ordered, nodding towards Ethan and Hazel. As he carried Audrey out of the house, he could hear Hazel's sobs and Ethan's angry shouts behind him, but he paid them no mind. All that mattered was getting Audrey and their baby to safety. In the car on the way to the hospital, Jeremiah held Audrey's hand tightly, his eyes constantly glancing at her pale face. He had never felt so scared in his life. He had always thought he was invincible, but seeing Audrey in this state made him realize how vulnerable the people he loved were. At the hospital, the doctors and nurses rushed Audrey into the emergency room. Jeremiah paced back and forth outside, his mind filled with worry and anger. He couldn't believe that Ethan and Hazel could be so cruel. He had always known they were selfish, but this was beyond anything he could have imagined. After what felt like an eternity, the doctor finally emerged from the operating room. Jeremiah rushed up to him. "How is she? How's the baby?" The doctor took a deep breath. "Mrs. Moore is stable, but she lost a lot of blood. She's going to need a long time to recover. As for the baby," the doctor paused, and Jeremiah's heart sank. "We managed to save the baby, but it's very premature. The baby will need to stay in the neonatal intensive care unit for a while. There are still many risks." Jeremiah let out a sigh of relief. At least they were both alive. "Can I see her?" The doctor nodded. "You can see Mrs. Moore. She's still a bit groggy from the anesthesia, but she's asking for you." Jeremiah entered the room and saw Audrey lying in the hospital bed, looking small and fragile. Her eyes lit up when she saw him. "Jeremiah," she whispered.